welcome back to the Traders Network. I'm Michael Gorby, your host. Thanks for joining us. Broadcasting to you live from the Dallas KFXR 1190 AM Clear Channel Studios, streaming to you iHeart, as well as YorbaMedia.com. All right, I've got Nick Santiago. He's the president of In the Money Stocks on the show with us today. Michael, that's me. Nick, how are you?
I'm great, Michael. Thank you for having me.
All right, my pleasure. All right, Nick, you have threaded the needle from 1,000 yards out too many times for me to try and count on all my fingers and toes. What happened this morning in your gap trades and any of the other trades in the room?
Well, today we didn't have any gap trades that triggered. We were looking to short Cisco Systems, but it actually started to fall just a little bit ahead of our level, so we weren't able to get into that one. But we had a dynamite session of trading with the volatility that was involved. We really focused on the S&P Spiders and the S&P 500 E-mini futures, and we were able to trade those pretty successfully. I think we had 5 trades in all, and all winners.
Wow, 5 out of 5. Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know how you do any better than that. You don't.
Well, you get 6.
You get 6. Okay, good comeback. What are some of the equities that you wanted to talk about today, or did you want to stick with indices or futures?
No, I'd like to talk about a few stocks. One of them on my list here is Procter & Gamble. If you notice, if you just take a look at the chart here, this stock has fallen pretty sharply, so it's going to come up into some short-term daily chart support around $80. But that may not last very long, that level. But a level where traders could get into Procter & Gamble is right around $77. I think that's a stock that could give you a good bounce around that level. You could probably see a $4 to $5 bounce at $77. So you'll get a little bit of minor support at $80 coming up. That may give you a little bit of a bounce, but the real bounce will come in around $77. And the reason why I bring up Procter & Gamble today is because it's one of those big Dow components that's known as a safety stock. And a stock like this in this kind of market in 2014 maybe where people would want to park some money. So if you're looking to get into Procter & Gamble, it would be around $77.
You know, that's really interesting because the CEO of Procter & Gamble has contacted us to get on this show and talk about his company. So I'm glad to have this input from you. I mean, it was such a surprise that you wanted to talk about Procter & Gamble. Okay, so potential buy signal right there at 77 off the pullback. It's at 80.
Yeah, right now, I mean, we're at 80. The stock is trading at 80.53 right now, so you'll hit a little bit of minor support at 80, but the ultimate level for this stock is around $77.
Perfect. All right. I'm glad to hear that. All right. What other equity should we be talking? What about IBM? IBM contacted us. They want to put their CEO on our show.
Oh, excellent. Tell IBM I don't have anything good to say. Their stock's going down to about 160.
Okay.
If the chart served me correct, but around 160, that's a level where I'd become very attracted to IBM. I'd be interested in the stock, but I do think ultimately it's going to get down there. It's going to take a little bit of time. It's not going to go down there right away, but I think by the end of the summer we'll see IBM stock trade around $160. Currently, it's trading at $186.55, but IBM is on my short list. I am looking to get in this on the short side. I'm not short yet, but I will be looking to get in it on the short side.
Well, there's got to be a lot of people out there looking at 180 going, I'd rather have it at 160.
Yeah, 160 is the buy level. I love that level. I mean, we've talked about it on your show actually months ago. I said, when IBM was trading over $200, I said, the place where this stock looks really good is around 160, and that has not changed. So. And I think traders can actually short it down there if they're willing to put a stop above 200.
Okay. You got anything on Dr. Pepper?
I don't. That's not a stock that I normally follow all that closely, but we can take a look at it.
Okay. Symbol?
Dr. Pepper. So it would be Dr. Pepper Snapple, I believe, right?
Yeah, that's right.
Yep. So the symbol on that one is DPS.
Okay.
And right now, I mean, the stock is probably one of the stronger stocks, but it's way overbought. I would not commit any money to the stock at all up here at these levels. Level where people or traders could look to get into into Dr. Pepper would be around $52, $50, $53, somewhere down there. There should be very, very good support. You'll notice a big gap on the daily chart there. But I would not commit any funds to Dr. Pepper at this stage of the game up here at these levels until it pulls back.
Okay. That's not that far. 56.79 is what I'm looking at on my delayed system here in the Clear Channel Studios, but 52. Hey.
Yeah, right around 52, 52.50. That's a pretty solid level for Dr. Pepper.
All right. That's another CEO that requested to be on our show.
Excellent.
Then let me. What about Duracell? They got a new product that's coming out, and I want to see about that one.
Yeah, let's take a look.
That's another CEO that wants to be on the show.
All right, you got them all coming to you, Michael.
I do. What's been happening due to my brilliant press agent, Matt Bird, with 1-800-PublicRelations.com. These people have seen the work that we've done. And I've got nominated for a Peabody through our mutual efforts. I can't say enough about this guy, Matt.
Congratulations! That's awesome.
They've been watching our show for months, and now all of a sudden they decided, you know what? It's not bad. Let's get in there and let's talk to Michael about what's going on. So
yeah, do we have a ticker symbol on that? I'm not sure what that ticker is.
I'm moving so fast I don't have it right now. And how about Sinclair Broadcasting?
We could look at that.
Yeah. I'd like to see what you've got to say about these guys. But so far, it's really good stuff. Procter & Gamble, 77, IBM, 160, and then Dr. Pepper, 52. These are good, strong equities that, these are legacy things. So,
let's see. We have a symbol for Sinclair?
No, not off the top of my head. But
yeah, I don't know that one. That's not one I normally trade, but I could always look at it. So.
All right. Well, J.P. Morgan hasn't checked in with us yet, but maybe they will. What do you got on that?
Well, GPM, as you know, I've been talking about that $53 level being support in the near term, and we're just about down there. We're at 53. Stock is trading at 53.50 right now. I expect JPM to test 53 again. That's really the make or break level. If that level fails here, JPM can go significantly lower, and I do mean significantly lower. But I do think that in the near term it can hold 53. And when I say near term, Michael, I mean the next 3 weeks. So I think the stock will be defended around this 53 level. However, in a couple of months, I do expect the stock to probably break below 53, and it could go down and test the $45 level. So right now, JPM is okay. It's holding up. It's hanging in there. It's been beaten down. It's traded lower from its March highs, which were around $61, now trading at $53.50. But I do think the stock still has pretty good support at 53, at least for the next couple weeks.
Well, the thing that's got the hair on the back of my neck up about J.P. Morgan is on a weekly basis, it's this is second week in a row, under the 50-period moving average, and it's a long ways to the 200 down at 42.
You want to know something else, Michael? It's underneath the 50-period moving average on the weekly chart as well.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, which is not a sign of strength, which is a sign of weakness. But if you just look back and you go back on the chart, you'll see if we take a look at November and October and September of 2013, the stock put in a real choppy base there. So generally, whenever a stock comes off of a high and goes back into a basing area, that stock will be defended temporarily by the institutional money. So I think 53 will probably hold up for a little while. Maybe it gets down to 52 or so. But after that, if it forms a bearish base here, we could be looking at much lower prices for J.P. Morgan.
Such as?
Right now on my radar, the next big level I have is around $45, $44.60, and then it's really down to around $39.
Wow. Okay. All right. Last but not least, we got a decent move here, pull back on the S&Ps. I wanted you to get some idea from you. What do you think? There's some legs in this thing, or we got to hit some support areas? And
no, I think the S&P right now is probably vulnerable, only down to around 185, maybe 184. There's just not enough volume. Today the market definitely has some volume in it, but if you take a look over the past, from the start of the month of May, there's been very, very light trading volume on the spiders, which tells me you got a little bit of fear out here, but there's not all that much out here. So when I look at a market like this, we could go down on the spiders, maybe 185, 184, but it's just not ready to crack. But we're just setting the stage for a big breakdown. So while it may not break right away, it's setting the stage for a breakdown a few weeks or a couple months down the road.
Okay, at that, give us a worst case scenario on the downside from the view at today's moment.
Well, right now, like I said, I think we go down. Spiders could trade down to 185 or 1840 on the cash S&P. But ultimately, I'm expecting a breakdown to 1,700 when this thing really cracks. So
that's what I wanted to know.
Yeah, I really think we're going to go test 1,700 pretty easily. That should happen, as we get to a turning point. I'm just waiting to look at the chart patterns, to call that turning point. And we've had a really good year so far. I mean, I've knocked every turning point out that we've seen basically to the day. Even this one, but this one I called a minor top to my trading group just 2 days ago. I said when the S&P cash gets to around 1901 to 1902, that would probably be a minor top. And we've had a good pullback since then. So we'll see how this all shakes out, but I think we'll nail this high.
Yeah, well, you already did, man. 2 days ago, that was the exact top.
Yeah, but I mean, I want that big one.
You'll get it. I know it. All right, we got to go before we do the please contact information so these guys can get in there with that room of yours and watch
sure.
your trade.
Come on over to inthemoneystocks.com. We offer a 7-day free trial, Michael, to our research center, which will give you all of our nightly setups. You'll also get all of our cycle work. You'll get our nightly videos. We put out tons and tons of content there. Also, take a 7-day free trial to our intraday stock trading room. You'll see everything we're doing. You see our screens, and you can just follow along right with us.
Sounds good. Thanks, Nick.
Thank you, Michael. Have a great day.
You too. Nick Santiago, president, InTheMoneyStocks.com. All right, we're going to come back with Tim Bob.